The Israel-Iran war just escalated, and while the missiles haven't hit your city, your wallet might already be under attack. Gas prices are surging, gold is hitting record highs, and global markets starting to crack. This isn't just a war on the news, it could be the trigger for the next global economic crisis, because when oil moves, the world shakes, and history shows it never ends quietly. Everyone's focused on the politics, the strikes, the diplomacy, but what they're not talking about is how this war could quietly unravel the financial systems we all rely on. From the gas station to your grocery bill, from your 401k to the strength of your currency, conflict in one region can ripple through every part of your life. We've seen it before, and the early signals say it's starting again. This video breaks it down, clearly, simply, so you can understand what's really happening underneath the headlines and what you need to do before it's too late. Let's start with the first domino: oil. Iran doesn't just produce oil, it controls access to one of the most critical choke points in the world, the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway where over 20% of the world's oil flows every single day. If that route is blocked, oil prices won't just rise, they'll spike. Some analysts say we could see $150 per barrel or more. And when oil jumps, everything jumps with it. Shipping costs, food prices, utilities, flights. Oil is the lifeblood of modern economies, and when it's under threat, inflation comes roaring back. We've seen this movie before. In 1973, war broke out in the Middle East. In response, Arab nations cut off oil exports to countries that supported Israel. Overnight, oil prices quadrupled, gas stations ran dry, inflation exploded, and by the time the panic settled, a global recession had already begun. Sound familiar? A regional war triggered a global economic meltdown, and the setup we're seeing now, strikingly similar.
And hey, I post one video every week to help you take control of your money, your time, and your mindset. So if you're all about simple systems and steady results, hit that subscribe button now. Did you do it? All right, let's get into it.
The last time we had an oil shock like this, it didn't just trigger a recession, it shattered global trust. And when trust breaks, money runs. It runs to the one thing that doesn't lie, doesn't default, and doesn't vanish. It runs to gold. Right now, gold has smashed through $2,400 an ounce, the highest price in history. That's not optimism, that's a panic signal. Investors aren't chasing profits, they're fleeing risk. They want something governments can't print, banks can't freeze, and wars can't wipe out. Gold becomes more than a metal in moments like this. It becomes a message: I no longer trust the system. And that message is echoing across global markets right now. While gold is screaming fear, the US dollar is quietly flexing its muscles. At first glance, that looks like a win. Dollar strong equals economy strong, right? Wrong. When the dollar surges during a crisis, it's not a sign of power. It's a sign of panic. Global investors are bailing out of risk. They're not choosing the dollar because they believe in it. They're choosing it because they trust everything else even less. But here's what most people miss. A stronger dollar doesn't just sit there looking good, it causes real damage. Emerging markets, most of their debt is priced in US dollars. When the dollar rises, that debt becomes harder to repay, like trying to pay your mortgage after your paycheck shrinks. Global trade becomes more expensive. And in the stock market, US companies that export start to suffer because their products cost more overseas. So if gold rising means fear, and the dollar rising means fear, then both rising at once? That's not confidence. That's deep, system-wide stress. While the dollar dominates headlines, a quiet rebellion is already underway. It's called BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and more countries are lining up to join. Their goal? To stop relying on the US dollar. Not someday, but right now. And wars like this one, they speed things up. Because when the US uses financial sanctions as a weapon, other nations take notes and start building new systems. We're seeing oil sold in rupees, gold traded in yuan, banking networks being rebuilt from scratch. And while this won't topple the dollar overnight, it chips away at US influence, economically and politically. This war isn't just being fought with weapons, it's being fought with currencies, and the global financial map is slowly redrawing itself, one deal at a time. Everyone keeps waiting for a moment, a crash, a collapse, something that screams, this is the big one. But here's the truth, it won't look like 2008, and if that's what you're waiting for, you'll miss it. 2008 was loud, this one is quiet. It won't hit like a hammer, it'll leak like a gas. 1 gallon of milk that costs double, one layoff at a time, one missed rent check, one business closing quietly, with no headline. This isn't a financial meltdown, it's a global unraveling. Oil, war, inflation, currency collapse, supply chain chaos, layered, relentless, and everywhere. It won't come in one wave, it'll come in dozens, all at once, until you realize you're already underwater. So no, this isn't another 2008, it's something worse, because this time there's nowhere to hide. You won't get a warning when the economy cracks, no alert, no announcement. Just these signs, showing up one by one, like leaks before the flood. Gas prices? Spiking fast. That's not inflation, that's a supply panic. You're not paying more because it costs more. You're paying more because the world is choking. Gold? Breaking records. That's not investment. That's fear. When the wealthy rush to gold, they're not chasing gains, they're running from collapse. The dollar? Getting stronger? That's not safety. That's global desperation. Money isn't flowing to the US, it's fleeing from everywhere else. BRICS? Making oil deals in yuan? That's not noise. That's a power shift. The world is slowly unplugging from the US, and wars like this only speed it up. And the stock market? Watch the VIX, the fear index. When it jumps, it's already too late, because smart money moves before the headlines hit. These aren't just red flags, they're smoke signals, and they're already in the air. Here's what not to do right now. Don't panic buy gold. If you're chasing headlines, you're already late. Don't dump all your stocks overnight. Markets punish emotional moves. Don't think this won't touch you. Your money is already in the blast radius, and don't wait for things to go back to normal. This is the new normal, and the longer you stay frozen, the worse your position gets. This is the time to move deliberately and move early. So what do you do in a world that's starting to crack? You don't panic, you position. Build a war chest, not a savings account. Cash is only useful if you're ready to move when others freeze. Don't stack for safety, stack for opportunity. Cut aggressively, ruthlessly, kill subscriptions, delay upgrades, cancel comfort. Comfort is the first casualty in survival mode. Weaponize your income. Don't just earn, fortify. Because one paycheck is a liability in a shaky system. Shadow the smart money. Ignore loud opinions. Follow quiet capital, gold, energy, defense, liquidity. That's your map. And sharpen your mind like it's your last weapon. Unplug from panic media. Learn to read real signals. Because one day it might actually matter. The calmest person in the room? They're not clueless. They're prepared. Let's bring it all together. This war isn't just about missiles. It's about money, oil, gold, currencies, trade routes, sanctions. It's a war you're not fighting, but your wallet is already on the front lines. You've seen the signals: gas rising, gold breaking records, the dollar flashing stress, BRICS making moves, and fear quietly building beneath the surface. This won't look like 2008. It'll come slower, layered, harder to see, until it's everywhere. And now you know what to watch, and more importantly, what to do. Don't freeze, don't follow the crowd. Move early, move smart. Move like your future depends on it, because it does. Let me know in the comments, what signal are you watching right now? Next week, I'll show you where smart money is actually going during this crisis, and how you can follow it.
Like this video if it helped you. Share it with someone who's always stressed about money. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple systems that actually work. Simple systems, steady wins. That's what we're building here. Thanks for watching.